Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, First Community Financial Bank, the community bank where you come first. You're watching Spotlight, and with me today in studio is A.D.O.P.T Pet Shelter. I'd like to welcome Chris Stern, their executive director, and Emma Harwell, she's a shelter manager. So welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you.
And you have some furry friends with you, so let's introduce them.
All righty. Well, this is Captain Jack. He's about 10 years old. He's a domestic short hair male, and he's up for adoption.
Okay, wonderful. And who have we got here?
This is Yaya. She's a middle-aged, probably 6 or 7-year-old Shepherd Spitz mix, and she's also available for adoption.
Okay, so that's good. So they can sit here beautifully. They're lovely, absolutely lovely animals. Although Captain Jack would like to get moving.
Yes.
Chris, tell us a little bit about A.D.O.P.T and your mission and what you're all about here in Naperville.
Absolutely. Our mission is basically we are there to improve the quality of life of the animals and place them in permanent loving homes, and we do that through rescue, compassionate care, and humane education.
Okay, and you've been in Naperville for how long?
We have been an organization for about 26 years, but have had a physical building for about 13.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, Emma, you have got a lot of things happening with your adoption process and some changes that have taken place.
Yeah, definitely. Historically, our process has been very, it's been pretty complex, and there's a lot of steps to it, and we've been working on kind of streamlining that to make the adoption process as easy and as personalized as possible. So, we've been doing a lot of new things. We've just had a recent adoption event where we had our adoption counselors do a speed dating style thing where they picked out dogs for each family based on survey results. And we've been moving towards a style in our daily adoptions where the adoption counselors just start off by having a conversation with the adopters to get an idea of what kind of dog or cat would be right for their family and their lifestyle. So far it's been very well received by the adopters that we've had come in. And it seems like we've had more people, finding the right animal early on in their first visit. So it's been great to see.
Well, and that's really it, right? It's finding that right match. I love that adoption counselors.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's really important. It's a big commitment to adopt an animal, and you want to make sure that you're getting one that's going to fit your family's lifestyle.
Yeah. And do most people come in, do you find that they have what they thought they were going to want is maybe what they end up with, or is there usually a lot of backwardsing and forwardsing in that process?
Well, I mean, I'd say that, we do get some people who come in and have a really clear idea of what they're looking for. And, our shelter, we try to be pretty involved in the selection process so that we're, making sure that, we take the time to get to know our animals very well. And we want to make sure that we're sending home an animal that is going to be, is going to make their adopters happy, and that their adopters are going to be able to offer the animals what they need. And so sometimes, people come in and they really have a clear idea of what they want. And sometimes that's not really, necessarily the right fit for them. So sometimes we'll say, well, let me introduce you to a different dog that maybe you wouldn't have thought of. And sometimes people are very surprised with, the animal that they end up falling in love with.
And there's a right animal for every family, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell us also a little bit, your spay and neutering program, because I know that's an important component of your agency.
Yes,
Share with us a little bit about that.
Sure. We offer spay-neuter services to other rescue groups in the area. Other organizations can come and bring their animals to us, and we'll do their spay and neuter. We also offer a low-cost program to people in the community. So if you have a dog or a cat that needs to be altered, we do provide those services. Our clinic runs 3 days a week, where we're offering those services.
That's a great service, too, because it's so important to make sure that we look after the amount of population so that animals do have a safe home to be in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, you also have a vaccination clinic.
Yes, we do. We offer that the third Wednesday of every month from 2 until 7 at the shelter. And that is open to anybody who is in need of vaccinations for their pet. And another part of what we like to do is educate people, and it's important to have your animals come in and get vaccinated, and get a wellness check. So.
And that really is, I think, just that whole component of education. So you're not really just there to adopt animals. You're really there to help people understand how to take care of their own animals that perhaps they already have.
Right, absolutely. And it kind of goes back to, placing them into permanent homes. It's a big commitment, and we want to make sure that people understand that commitment. And, it involves taking them to the vet, taking them, for care, for routine care as well as, sick care.
And it's at a low cost too. I know you mentioned that you're offering that at a very low cost, because that can be very expensive.
Yeah, absolutely. We do offer a low cost, and we do encourage all of our clients to have a regular veterinarian that they can see when their pet is not feeling well, and it's always good to have a good relationship with your veterinarian. So we like to provide some of the services as far as vaccines, but encourage them to have that relationship with their regular veterinarian as well.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, what kinds of animals come into A.D.O.P.T? What animals are you looking for, and what animals do you provide shelter for?
Primarily dogs and cats, and we get dogs and cats of all shapes, sizes, colors, ages, personalities. So we try to have a pretty good variety of animals in our care. Every once in a while, we end up taking in some other critters. We've had a few birds in the last few years. We have a pair of guinea pigs right now, Coco and Brownie. And every once in a while, other, rats, rabbits, all kinds of animals show up at our door.
Okay, but primarily cats and dogs.
Yes, primarily.
Okay. Now, you have an event coming up. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Coming up in the end of July, the 26th, we have our annual Chip, Clip, and Dip event, where we are providing microchipping. We also provide baths for the dogs, and no cats. They don't really like to have the baths too much, but the cats can come for their microchip and their nail trims. We're also going to have some vendors and be running a vaccine clinic at the same time. So that's July 26th at the shelter from 11 until 3.
That's great. That's a great service too, and the microchipping, so that if unfortunately your pet wanders off, we can find it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and we're adding one new thing to that event this year. We're going to have, our trainer is going to have a booth there where people can come in and ask any questions they have about their own pet's behavior, how to handle a certain problem that's popped up. So that's another great opportunity for us to, provide some education about how to be a good pet owner and how to have a happy pet.
That's great. I have one last quick question. I just want you to mention your Blessed Bonds program, because that's a pretty exciting program before Captain Jack leaves us.
Right? The Blessed Bonds program is a program that provides services that are aimed at helping people keep the pets, so we don't have animals coming into the shelter who need to be adopted. So primarily that's providing foster care for pets whose owners are hospitalized or escaping an abusive situation. Sometimes we've helped with, every once in a while we've helped with having our trainer do a consultation for somebody who's considering giving up a pet because of behavior problems, or helping with medical care. So it's a small program, but we do what we can to try to keep pets in their homes.
Well, you guys are doing a lot of great work and providing a lot of good services to the community. So if you are looking to give a dog or a cat a loving permanent home, please visit A.D.O.P.T's website for more information. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go away, because we'll be right back with more Spotlight.